So this here is my starting white room, having all the stuff laid out. Obviously, I have to add the events, add a few more like mechanics to the game, like getting lifts to move and getting the clock to function. It's obviously slow down the objects, as mentioned in my game design document. But to start with, obviously this here is the measuring, the 1 meter measuring texture I got. So obviously I used to measure the player, measure other stuff like the road, the bridge, the clock in the segment I mentioned in my GDD as well. So that's all well and good. But yeah, this stuff here, this would be like a black goo. Basically, if the player falls in it, it will kill them and obviously respawn them right back here. I think the idea is obviously it's a fancy way of making like a death lord, but I think it fits the vibe of the forest, because obviously the vibe that I'm going for here is the Alice in Wonderland forest, the one where she first meets the Cheshire Cat. Obviously, hence why there's a little cat sitting in the tree right here. Couldn't get a purple, unfortunately, but I suppose it would do. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's got like a dark, moody, foresty vibe. And of course, you've got loads of trees, as you'd expect. The goo would obviously fit that. The grassy stuff, you've got the weird, glowy mushrooms, the cat, some bridges and stuff. You've got a strangely oversized clock with some strange spikes. I think some more stuff that I'll show you in a bit. But more importantly, the reason why I, well, the way that I was planning on guiding the player through the level was through a pathway, which will consistently go through each platform in the level. So it starts here, curves round, goes through the objects, obviously forcing the player to navigate away through them, which will obviously be jumping. You come to some platforms, jump over a few more spikes, the clock here, which would slow down these, which would be obstacles. Again, having the path to guide you through the obstacles, leaving the player to find a way around them, which becomes a little more actual mechanic here, or a little more interesting at least, because I'm going to add another pathway which will cross through here before I finish the game. And obviously, players are going to see the path, see the branches stick out the trees, and obviously put 2 and 2 together and realize they have to climb over and find a way around the path rather than just following it this time, which then leads them past it. There's also a lift here which will carry the player across the goo, and so it'll be like, hopefully I can get the colour to be brown, so it's almost like a plank of wood that's just sitting in the goo you can carry it across. So you have the path end here, go across the final lift, get to a stage here where there'll be a waterfall. It'll carry you across. You can see the end of the path and the signpost which will signal the end. But yeah, I feel like it fits the vibe of the Alice in Wonderland quite well. It's got the very sort of wacky elements, like the strange glowing mushrooms, different sizes, forest, Cheshire Cat as well. But the roads, which I think were used in the film, the live action film Alice in Wonderland that came out like a few years ago. But yeah, I feel like as a basis, I think this is quite good. Obviously, going to now add the animations, and I will show that to you after this.